First City Focus is supported in part by Duke Energy, powering the lives of its customers and communities. Online at duke-energy.com. Andy Ellerman of First City Wealth, serving Vincennes and surrounding communities to help with investing and planning for your future before and during retirement years. First City Wealth online at firstcitywealth.com. Colonial Assisted Living. Colonial is an assisted living residence promoting independence and dignity for each resident while providing the necessary assistance for daily living. Colonial Assisted Living, 1622 South Hart Street Road in Vincennes, 812-895-1504. And by donations contributed by Vincennes PBS viewers like you. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to First City Focus. I'm your host, Allison Bowers. On this episode, we'll honor the legacy of VU basketball coach and athletic director Carie Meeks. Runners came from far and wide to participate in the Vincennes Historic Half Marathon. We have a unique perspective from Granted's Over the Edge fundraiser. Vincennes University's education department allowed families to experience a story outside the pages. Agricultural innovation is taking place right here in Knox County. We'll take a closer look at TerraForce, and Echoes from Auschwitz provided our community with insights from Holocaust survivors. We have these stories and more right now on First City Focus. The Vincennes University community is mourning the loss of one of its greatest coaching legends. Carie Meeks, who served as the women's head basketball coach for 33 years, as well as athletic director for VU, passed away on April 19th at the age of 83. Let's revisit the story we first shared last summer when VU celebrated Meeks upon his retirement.
An induction into the Hall of Fame, and 33 years later, Carie Meeks has decided to retire. Under his leadership, the women's basketball team achieved unprecedented success, making him the most successful basketball coach in VU history.
33 years of outstanding service to Vincennes University. 1991, was appointed women's basketball coach. 34 seasons, 750 wins. 2010, appointed athletic director, and 2020 Hall of Fame inductee. Coach.
President Chuck Johnson presented Meeks with an award dedicated to his outstanding service to Vincennes University at his retirement reception. After 33 years of passion and loyalty to the game of basketball, retiring was one thing Meeks and those around him thought to be implausible.
People call and things like that and congratulate me on deciding to retire. Majority of them thought I would never retire, in which I would like that very much. Since my wife passed away, I've just dedicated myself completely to the basketball, but time to move on.
Without much hesitation, Meeks reminisces on one of his proudest career moments.
Well, getting into the Hall of Fame, that's by far. There's not many people that make it to the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of JC coaches. I think that's the thing that I'm proudest of.
Ingrida Hartsfield has been with Meeks for many years, as a former player, as well as his assistant coach, and now taking the interim head coaching position. She says the impact Meeks has had in her life is far beyond just basketball.
I don't think I would ever have made it to that next step to, Division I, and even coaching him, giving me opportunity to come back and coach with him. He just always has been as a father figure for me, and he has a lot to do with molding me who I am today.
Hartsfield is just one of the many bonds Meeks has developed throughout his years. And interestingly enough, when asked what he will miss most, Meeks speaks on the importance of the relationships he has built throughout his career.
Camaraderie. I'm going to miss my time with the people in the office, especially Lisa Tucker and Todd Franklin. Both of them have been tremendous help to me. Lisa, in running the office, is priceless. You cannot get any better than that. Those are the two closest people to me here.
The game of basketball will miss having a coach as dedicated and passionate as Meeks. However, his impact will live on.
A U.S. Navy veteran and native of Staunton, Virginia, Meeks is survived by his daughters Molly and Melanie and his grandchildren. His wife Martha passed away in 2022. Meeks was among 8 VU coaches who were honored with the NJCAA Coaches Legacy Award, and his legacy will live on at VU for decades to come. Well, history runs deep in Vincennes, and recently the running was literal, as the Vincennes Historical Half Marathon hit the streets and roads of our community. The event is organized by the Rotary Young Leaders, and this year marked the 4th annual running of the race.
Things are going great. I think this is like the best morning before the race that we've had yet. And we have so many people lined up to register and to check in right now, and I think everybody's getting excited. I'm feeling good. Weather's nice. It's a little brisk this morning. I still got the hoodie on, but I think it's going to turn out to be really nice out.
Running is so good. It's good for your mental health, your physical health. It's a great way to stay in shape, great way to get outside and get some sunlight and get some vitamin D. And it's a good way to take some time out of your busy life and enjoy the outside and, you know, enjoy what life's got. Coffee. The route was just a little bit different. Change of pace. We got the country loop at the end, which made it challenging. So. But the weather was nice, and it ended up being a good race.
I've always been a runner, and just being able to do it with my girls and my husband is just so exciting. Oh my goodness, both my girls love to look around. They love the balloons. They love all the excitement of the race. Definitely just for fun, pushing 2 girls, and I think we have flat tires on the strollers, so we're just out here to have a good time.
34 minutes and 25 seconds.
How was it? Great. Great, lots of fun. All right.
1 hour, 19 minutes for Chase.
It's actually I've ran this race every year, all 4 years that they've had it. I think my first year might be my best time. I'm not sure. I won the first 2 years also. And I can't remember what my times were, but I think that first year was the best. I mean, this is a great course for any beginner runner or any new time first person to a half marathon because it's flat, it's scenic, and we got plenty of water stops, and there's no, you know, there's all aspects of talent range.
Wonderful. I was born and raised here in Vincennes. My father was a firefighter here for 31 years, so I'm wearing all of his gear for the 10K. Yes, so when we did his funeral here back in 2011, this is the flag that they gave us for his funeral. He never did anything like this. He wasn't alive when I started doing any running. He'd probably be stunned that I'm doing any of this, but it's just my way to get back to the Vincennes community, the firefighting community.
It was fun. I haven't done the half marathon in a while, so it was a fun one to get back into. This is one of my daughters. It's my youngest. This is Eleanor. Eleanor. She's getting ready to run the kids race. Right, Ellie?
And of course, plans are already underway for next year's event. So you can start training or just preparing to volunteer if you want to get involved. Another great event we have promoted on First City Focus is Granted's annual Over the Edge fundraiser. The event helps raise money to grant the wishes for children in our area who are facing life-threatening diseases or conditions. Our very own Nichole, Carie, and Dave Novak took part in this year's event on Media Day. Let's take a look as they go over the edge.
I feel so excited. Can't believe I'm doing this.
Only 10 stories.
Only 10 stories. That's a lot. That's a lot more. I like the first story. I mean, I like good views, and I like, you know, nice views from tall buildings, but not usually to go down them then.
All right, so we are here at Centerpoint Energy Building. It is Over the Edge weekend, and we've got some VIPs behind us. and we're going to go up to the roof with them, kind of show you what that's like. So tell the people who you are and why you're here. Get up here, folks. Get up here. Who are you and why are you here?
Nichole, Carie, Dave Novak. We're with Vincennes PBS, Vincennes University Broadcast Stations, and we are excited to be here to support Granted.
This is your first time?
Yes, very first time. She goes, that first step off the ledge, she goes, that was big.
So I've got a mutual acquaintance that's on the Granted board. We've been great friends. It's a really great cause. We've connected over the years. I've always wanted to support. It's just seeing them, take care of and give back to these kids that are just fighting these battles and struggles every day. So it's just heartwarming to see the kids and show up for them and show them that the community surrounds them with support.
Yeah.
So that means a lot.
No backing out now. It's quite exciting so far. I'm a little anxious.
You're at the edge.
But I'm excited to do this. Ready? Okay. I'm going. I'm not gonna stay out here much longer.
There are no friends on the wall. It's all your own time. So.
Nichole, what do you want to say to your family and friends watching?
Pray for me. No, this actually is great, and I actually, this rain's kind of calming. Be the slowest repeller ever.
Stay by your side.
You got it, Rachel. Hello.
That's gonna make it even more exciting.
Whee! Okay, just keep going down. Thank goodness.
And you can stand up now.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
On the ground. And now my legs are like, hello, what did we just do? Oh my goodness. That was nerve-wracking, but I'm glad I did it.
It was incredible. The team here made me feel very safe. They were very encouraging. And I don't know if I could have done it without them, but I'm so glad I went over the edge.
And how'd you get involved with it?
So I did my first event in 21 after having weight loss surgery, and I did it just because I could, even though I was terrified of heights. And wanted to do it one more time, found out about the volunteer, that if I volunteer, I get to do it. And I've been hooked ever since. This is my 16th event.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Around $200,000 has been raised for Granted through the Over the Edge event, which was the goal. You can keep up with Granted and its House of Hope project through a link on our website. The Vincennes University Education Department hosted a popular event again this year. Story Walk provided an interactive opportunity for kids of all ages to see a story come to life. Tessa Haig has the details.
It's not your average day in the classroom. In fact, there's no classroom at all. At Vincennes University, students, teachers, and even a few farm animals are stepping into the pages of a storybook.
This is our third annual Story Walk, and our students in our education classes, particularly our literature courses, they are learning how to take literacy outside the confines of the classroom.
The Story Walk project is an interactive learning event and all about getting kids moving, reading, and engaging.
So every year we select a book and the students read it, we study it, we learn how to do literacy stations, we invite children to come. This time we have a petting zoo.
The event is fueled in part by grants, including one from Eli Lilly. The VU Education Department received the Science of Reading grant from Lilly. This grant helped VU bring stories to life in a hands-on, memorable way.
It's a way for our students to have authentic practice with kids. And it's a way for us to model to parents different ways that you can engage in literacy.
For this year's Story Walk, the featured book flips a classic tale on its head.
This is the true story of the Three Little Pigs. This is told from Alexander T. Wolf's perspective. He thinks this whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong.
Broke down every single page
and then figured out some ideas that we can incorporate to kind of bring the story to life.
From planning to execution, the college students run the show, blending creativity with educational techniques they've learned here at VU.
We kind of thought together what is one way that we can try to involve the community as much as possible with what we're trying to do here at VU and some of the stuff that we're learning. So we're trying to incorporate a little bit of this, especially with the science of reading coming in, just bringing reading to life, just letting kids get the opportunity to dive into books, opportunity just to go through stations, comprehend, and just ultimately just have fun. Come out here and have fun.
Right off the bat, the kids were already learning new things.
Well, I like the fuss table because I gotta see what food the animals eat, like what carnivores eat, omnivores, and omnivores.
But it's not just about the kids. It's a learning experience for future teachers too.
One of the main things I'm going to take away is community involvement. It's one of the main things that we are taught here at VU for the ed department is in any school that you're in, we want to try to get community involved. And here in Knox County, we can see here, we can get all the stuff together and bring the community out and really, like I said, just bring reading to life. That's one of the main goals here.
In Knox County, a simple stroll through a storybook becomes a powerful lesson in literacy, in teaching, and in community. From page to pavement, these future educators are proving that reading doesn't have to stay inside the classroom. With First City Focus, I'm Tessa Haig.
What a fun event. A new chapter in agricultural innovation is starting right here in Vincennes and Knox County. News Director Dave Foster and photojournalist Dave Novak tell us about the launch of this new startup business.
TerraForce had its official launch at the Pantheon in downtown Vincennes in March. It's one of the latest entrepreneurial success stories to come out of the co-working space and business incubator. TerraForce is on a mission to change how farmers harvest their crops using artificial intelligence and robotics to save the 6% increase per year in hand labor costs. Founded by mechanical engineer Mike Jacob, TerraForce has developed machines that can detect, grade, and robotically harvest large fruits like watermelons, cantaloupes, and pumpkins. The technology is designed to reduce those labor costs and increase efficiency in an industry where hand harvesting is still the norm.
When I first moved to Knox County 10 years ago, I was shocked the first time I drove past a melon field and I saw the men out working in the field tossing these watermelons to one another, moving them all by hand, and I'm like, I can't believe that this is still done manually.
Jacob describes the machines he's developed as a mobile platform with robotic arms which can cut fruit from the vine, clean it, and sort it by size and grade, all while operating 24 hours a day. Currently, an operator is needed to guide the machine, but in the future, it will be totally autonomous, covering 6 rows at a time. Also in the future, it will be able to detect ripe fruit by itself.
In 2025, we're going to do all that visually using some AI training there. In the future, we'll make that determination outside of the visible spectrum. There's some research that's been done that's very encouraging that looks like it's going to lend itself well to our purposes.
Jacob says without engagement from growers, this would not have happened. The idea for TerraForce grew out of conversations at the Pantheon's Ag Tech Committee meetings, of which Jacob is a member. He says he was encouraged by other committee members to pursue the concept despite thinking he was too old to start a company. And leaders at the Pantheon say that innovation like this was the goal when building this local entrepreneurial ecosystem and recruiting local farmers and business leaders to be involved in the Ag Tech Committee. All are looking at problem discovery.
Looking at, well, what are some of the largest challenges? And a few members of the committee are watermelon farmers, and they are consistently talking about the challenges that they have with the labor cost. And after several of those conversations around what would it take to leverage technology, Mike comes back, he goes, I think the timing might be right. Like, I think technology's in a spot where we can actually go try to attempt to solve that problem.
TerraForce will not sell their machines, but instead offer its services to growers. A farmer would hire the service as they would a labor crew. The support for the technology has included more than encouragement. Over 90% of the company's funding has come from Knox County investors. Jacob says the response from farmers, while initially skeptical, has become more positive as the machine developed.
As we took what we learned and went back and refined our concept, refined our approach, and went back to growers and said, hey, what do you think of this approach? We got a lot more positive responses. And as we've been developing the machine and iterating it and making changes based on what farmers have told us, the responses have been great. The question we get now is, when are you guys going to be in the field with this?
Jacob told us the current prototype is expected to begin testing this summer, first in Florida and later in Knox County fields. And if it works as planned, TerraForce could help solve that $42 billion labor challenge in agriculture, one watermelon or pumpkin or cantaloupe at a time. For photojournalist Dave Novak, I'm Dave Foster for First City Focus.
More information on TerraForce is available online. You'll find links to their website at vincennespbs.org. As we helped promote on an earlier episode of First City Focus, Vincennes University's Shake Library has hosted numerous special events that coincided with the Americans and the Holocaust traveling exhibit last month. Echoes from Auschwitz, the story of Eva Kor, was presented on campus by the Candles Holocaust Museum in Terre Haute. Here's an excerpt from Kor's compelling story.
Finally, the train stopped. One moment I was in the cattle car, next moment I was standing on a selection platform. Everything was moving very fast. There was not enough time to process what was happening. I looked around for my father and my two older sisters. I never saw them again. My mother grabbed my twin sister, Miriam, and me by the hand because we were her youngest children. And she hoped that as long as she could hold on to us, that she could protect us. And when the Nazi asked my mother, are they twins, because he noticed us, my mother asked, is that good? And the Nazi said yes, and my mother said yes. At that moment, another Nazi came, pulled my mother to one side, we were pulled to another side, we were crying, she was crying. I never even said goodbye to her. By 8 o'clock every morning, we were back at our barrack for Dr. Mengele's daily inspection. Mengele had a nickname. He was called the Angel of Death. We were guinea pigs, and the experiments were terrible. I became very ill with a very high fever. Next morning, Dr. Mengele came in with 4 doctors. He looked at my fever chart, laughing sarcastically. He said, too bad, she's so young. She has only 2 weeks to live. I made a silent pledge that I will prove Mengele wrong. I will survive and be reunited with my sister. After the Russian army liberated the camp, they marched us between the barbed wires and took pictures of us with movie cameras. Miriam and I were 11 years old. And we survived hell on earth.
You can find out more about the Candles Holocaust Museum and Education Center at their website, candlesholocaustmuseum.org. And now for our final focus. Another presentation as part of Shake Library's Americans and the Holocaust exhibit included a recital by the great-grandson of a Nazi officer. Butterflies Confronting Our Past, Ensuring Our Future was performed by Kyle Forehand. The presentation is a search for reconciliation and justice through the music of the Holocaust, told through song and lecture.
Grant us peace, thy most precious gift, O thou eternal source of peace, and enable our nations to be a messenger of peace unto the peoples of the earth. Und ich juchze deine Nähe, geistig haust du mir vorbei, fötlich mich so reich, und sie glauben gleich, bald flach uns in Liebesmahl. Ich weiß bestimmt, als mir dich wiedersehen und in der Arme schließen. My name is Lisa Kavalich. I was born in Nuremberg, and when the trials were held there 19 years ago, it seemed to me ridiculous to hold a nation all to blame for the horrors that the world did undergo.
You can watch the recital in its entirety on the Shake Library YouTube channel. And that's all for this edition of First City Focus. For everyone here at Vincennes PBS, I'm Allison Bowers. Join us again next week.
First City Focus is supported in part by Duke Energy, powering the lives of its customers and communities, online at duke-energy.com. Andy Ellerman of First City Wealth, serving Vincennes and surrounding communities to help with investing and planning for your future, before and during retirement years. First City Wealth online at firstcitywealth.com. Colonial Assisted Living. Colonial is an assisted living residence, promoting independence and dignity for each resident while providing the necessary assistance for daily living. Colonial Assisted Living, 1622 South Hart Street Road in Vincennes, 812-895-1504. And by donations contributed by Vincennes PBS viewers like you. Thank you.